everybody, and welcome to Flip These Cards. My name is Ziamara, and we are back again with another pick a pile reading. Today we are looking at mid-December, end of year love. So this is your love reading for mid-December and end of 2020 love reading. We have 3 piles today. The pile 1 is going to be the sheep. Pile 2 is the bee. And pile 3 is the llama pinata. So take a moment, pause the video, reflect on the sheep, the bee, and the llama, and then come back and we'll dive right into your pile. Hello and welcome, pile 1. We have the sheep, so I'm just gonna pull this up. Ooh. I'm already stumbling. And I'm gonna hold this up to the camera for those who are fast forwarding. We have this little sheep charm. I'm gonna go ahead and put this off to the side now, and like we did last week, I am gonna be pulling from the tarot cards first. So, starting off, we have the 4 of Pentacles. Next, we have the Hierophant in reverse. And lastly, we have the 8 of Wands. So let me get these in order over here. I'm so sloppy, sorry. So right off the bat, I'm seeing that we're having a battle for control. The pile 1 people are type A personalities who like to have things in order, like to have things their way and very structured. And it's causing a little bit of hiccup in your relationship with the Hierophant in reverse here. I am reading for a few different type of people. So we've got the single people, we've got people in long-term relationships, and those who are in marriages. So for those who are married or in very, very long-term relationships, it looks like things are not going as planned. You guys are, let me bring this back up so you can kind of see the depiction on the card. You guys are like struggling, you're going through the desert. I'm just gonna go for that. It's a rocky place. It isn't a place that you would have liked to have been, and I'm hearing that there are talks of divorce for some married people. It's very important to really think twice about this, because a lot of the hiccups that are going on in the relationship are self-inflicted because you can't release control. So it's time to let a little bit go, because you're suffocating your partner at this point. And for those of you who are single and haven't found anybody yet, in order to kind of move forward to avoid these types of relationships, it looks like you're gonna have to kind of give up a little control. That is not to say to allow people to walk all over you. You do have to have a little bit of structure. You do have to remain some type of control, but give a little, you seem to give a little and take a lot. So let's try and change that to 50-50. Now we have the 8 of Wands. So the 8 of Wands is my messages card. So it looks like I'm getting for the people who are in relationships that there might be a third party situation where because you're in this rocky place, they might be reaching out to other people, and you might feel like they're on the phone too much when they shouldn't be, or they're hiding their phone, or they're on secret conversations, or they won't let you check emails, things like that, where you feel like there is someone else involved. This kind of looks like that's the case. If you look, there's a whole bunch of wands hitting this person's heart. So because we have the Hierophant in reverse next to it, this leads me to believe that someone is up to no good. If this is you, this is time to drop that third party and really start working on your current relationship before you move on to the next one. If you are the person who, or if your spouse or your partner, your boyfriend, girlfriend is the one who you feel is being unfaithful, it's time for you to really have an open and direct conversation with them about this. Because if we're going to be here in this rocky place, in this place of turmoil, there's no sense in moving forward in the relationship if they've already kind of emotionally moved on to someone else. All right, so that is the main theme here. So we're gonna move on to a few more positive cards. So, hopefully. Oh, okay, I spoke too soon. Shark, swim away from this situation. This kind of speaks for itself. You know, it looks like there's someone, again, look, there's someone who's kind of in control, and then another person who's kind of domineering, and the shark is kind of abusing, if you were, looks like talking crap to the mermaid. This situation that you're in isn't the most positive, and it might be time to consider moving on to something different or being by yourself. But definitely swim away from the situation that's kind of cut and dry. And we have next, protection. Okay, we're seeing a theme here. It looks like whoever it is that you're with is up to no good. The person you're talking to, if you're a single person who is meeting someone new or getting to know someone, is very important that you allow yourself some distance from it so that you can really understand what's going on, because there might be some deception going on with these messages. And looking back at this Four of Pentacles, in addition to you personally being the one in control, it looks like with these two cards that there might be someone who's trying to control you. If you're in a place where it's physically, mentally, emotionally abusive, it really is time to protect yourself and get away from it as soon as possible. And excuse my voice, it seems like the allergies are continuing, so my voice is cracking and I'm clearing my throat every 5 seconds. I apologize for that. All right, so we have the masculine next. So if you look in the background, you've got two people. Now they look like children in the background, but I'm reading this more like two people off in the distance and this person kind of standing on their own. So it's time to kind of embrace your masculinity, kind of like your aggressive side, if you would, your more domineering side, and not so much your setting excuses side, and come into your own and start really believing that you can move on from this. Move this candle off to the side. And again, I apologize for the glare. I'll try to bring it down a little bit more. All right. Next, we have water. Okay, so there's another. This leads me to believe that there's a lot of emotional abuse, maybe not so much physical, but to the point where you're never alone, but you feel like you're always lonely. This is you letting you know it's time to kind of move on to the next chapter of your life. Be more fluid. Don't be so rigid in the idea that you have to keep forgiving or you have to keep making it work. Sometimes that is a good option to take, but in this particular reading, it's asking you to really just move on from it. And again, like with the swimming away water, you really need to move forward. Oh, my cards got stuck. Oh. All right, the explorer. Yes, explore new possibilities. I'm trying to, there you go. Explore new possibilities. If you see here, you've got, the compass in the middle. You've got the eye on the top, the all-seeing eye, and the heart on the bottom. So are you going to choose, your heart? Are you going to go with that? Or are you going to decide to take another route? Jeez, it won't focus. Or you want to decide to take another route and, be a little bit more, take those rose-colored glasses off and kind of see things for what they really are and find a new route for your life. And again, all of these are just suggestions, some guidance for those of you that it rings true for. I apologize, but this is something that you should really consider, at least at minimum having a conversation with your significant other, or just flat out leaving. For those that this doesn't apply to, move on to another pile. One of the other ones might be better suited for you. I feel so doom and gloom on the first one, I'm sorry. All right, next we have Night Song, Hidden Talents. All right, so now we're talking about kind of floating away from the situation, flying away, and kind of coming into your own, which goes in with the explorer, right? So let's move on. Let's try something new. Let's move away from the situation and start focusing on yourself. What have you been holding back on because of this relationship? What have you put aside because you had other quote unquote priorities to another human being? All right, now if you're deciding to move forward to be this explorer, let's start looking into your talents. What is it that you love to do? This can be anything creative. Have you written a book that you've never finished? Do you like to sing and you really want to start pursuing that? Things of that sort. With the bird, I hear more singing, but it could be anything. Do you like coding? Let's get into coding for computer software, things like that. So whatever it is that you're good at, but you've always kind of second guessed yourself with, it's time to really start pursuing that and kind of leaving this to the side. All right, next we have main male. So the fact that we have masculine and main male together, let me bring this back up, kind of leads me to believe a little bit that we're talking about another man in the picture. Or the man, well, this could be a million different things, but I'm seeing like another man in the picture. So this could be like, okay, so like if I'm talking to my ladies out there, my straight ladies for that matter, and this man picture comes up, this masculine picture comes up, this might be the person who is up to no good. For everyone else, this might be another, what do you call it, like a family member who is getting involved and kind of talking smack. This could be someone who's just plain old hating on you, sending like bad energy your way. But the first thought that comes to your mind when we say main male and the masculine, that's the person who you need to watch out for. There's someone out there who is up to no good. This doesn't necessarily mean it is the third person for everybody. Okay, why is it focusing that way? I'm sorry. It's making me dizzy. All right, so, but this could also mean that someone is out there to get you. This is not a positive one. I'm trying to see. Let me see if I can get this lighting up. Oh, yeah, let's do that. Woo! That's different. Probably should have done that from the get-go. Apologies. All right, so you're not going to be able to see this one because it's there, so sorry about that. All right, and lastly, we have burn it down. Wow. Spirit has a lot to say with this one. Burn it down. Let it go. That's basically what this is saying. Let it go. Don't turn back. This is not for you. This is not the person for you. This is not the situation that you should be in. You need to move on to something way better. Start focusing on yourself. Oh my god. All right, that is the last card. Wish we would have started with some better news. But we've got this sheep that's all innocent over here, but now we know that that is a wolf in sheep's clothing that we all need to be watching out for. So pile one, that is the end of the reading for you. If you want to dive a little deeper into this, you can always go into the description box down below and book a private reading with me so that we can get a little bit more. Pile two, hello, welcome to your mid-December, end of the year love reading. You chose the bee. I'm just going to bring it up closer for you guys. For those that are fast forwarding and want to stop on their charm, we have the bee charm. So let me pull this off to the side. And we're going to start with the tarot cards like we did last week. and then move on from there. The first pile was kind of eh. It did not start off good. I hope this is a better pile. Okay, we're starting off. Oh, let me bring it up to the camera, sorry. With the King of Wands in reverse. Sorry. I have allergies again this week, so you probably will hear me lose my voice and clear my throat, so I'm so sorry for that. All right, we have the Temperance upright. And we have the Chariot upright. Okay. All right, so it looks like the relationship status with the King of Wands in reverse, Temperance, and Chariot upright. We are kind of feeling a little bit, I'm hearing like not so good and bad. I'm so sorry. These readings are really, really weird this week. Things are not going well in the bedroom or in at least the romantic side, the more emotional side. But this is telling you, give it time. For those of you who are starting in a new relationship, this is just kind of the pains and getting to know each other awkward stage. For those of you who are in long-term relationships, this is just a phase. 2020 has been super hard for everybody, so kind of just give it a break. Give it a chance. Things will get better, and that's what we're seeing here with the Temperance card. Things are going to balance out. Things are going to get better. You just kind of have to embrace this side of the situation and kind of feel kind of what's the word, not forgiving, but understanding. Be understanding of the situation with your partner. This will change. So things will get better. You guys will move on happily to the next part of your relationship, the next stage of your relationship. And 2021 looks pretty good for you guys. So a little bit of hiccups, but things will get better. So already starting off better than the last pile. All right, next we have Thorns. Weave together the crown that you deserve. So this leads me to believe, almost slipped out of my hand. This leads me to believe that some of you are getting a little bit too lost in your relationships, whether you're brand new, talking to somebody, if you've been in a long-term relationship or are married. It's time to also think about yourself. Let's start putting ourselves first. Just because we're in a relationship doesn't mean we have to ignore the things that we like. Things can get thorny, which, we see with the King of Wands. It's a little bit uncomfortable, but you also deserve a crown, so put yourself first every now and then. You don't always have to be last. Next we have Divine Feminine. Again, so this is doesn't necessarily mean woman or female. This just means the feminine side of you. So if there are men watching, this just means get in touch with your feminine side. Your partner needs a little bit of that loving, caring, nurturing energy. And for those of you who are female, who identify as female, this is asking you to not forget your divine femininity. A lot of times we get into the role of dictatorship, I guess. Sometimes in a relationship we kind of like to have control, have things in order, and really take the reins. That's just how we're built. We're multitaskers for the most part. This just means not to forget the feminine side. And for everyone involved, this might be one of the reasons why the sex life is lacking or the romantic side is lacking, because you're not getting in touch with this feminine side. Excuse me, sorry. Next we have self-love. All right, we're already building a theme. Don't rely too much on each other all the time. Yes, it's an amazing thing to be in a relationship. It's an amazing thing to have love. But before you get wound up and involved into a relationship, if you're in a new relationship, or if you feel like you've lost yourself in an old relationship, it's time, like it says here, to weave together the crown that you deserve. Some self-love is really needed. The rockiness might also be contributed to you just being kind of down in the dumps, maybe a little bit depressed. Again, everybody's a little out of sorts in 2020. So take a moment, spend some time with yourself, even if that means going to the bathroom and being on your phone for a while, or if it means walking around the block for a little break. Give yourself some of that peace and quiet, and devotion to yourself. Next we have air. Air is all about communication. This can also be air signs that this is directly speaking to. But I'm hearing more communication. So while you're discovering yourself and kind of bringing back your own self-love, it's important to have open and honest communication with your partner in order for you guys to move on to this more balanced, from this more balanced side of your relationships, rather than being kind of upside down with the King of Wands there. Right, next we have the Strength card. Trying to kind of get that foil pop up. Strength card. All right, so it's important in this particular pile that even though you're going through maybe not so much tough, I'm not seeing like a tower moment or anything like that, just kind of an uncomfortable time in your love life. It's important to have strength, and more importantly inner strength. And then once you have this inner strength and that self-love that the other cards were talking about, you can come together and be strong in your relationship. You can't kind of have this without kind of building roots. And if you see here, you've got the roots and then the leaf or the tree, and then these two little dangly things on the side. So continue to build your relationship, continue to have that open and honest communication, get in touch with your feminine side, and then it's going to build the foundation of your relationship that much stronger. Oop, the cards went flying again. Sorry. All right, next we have Skull of Flowers, creating through the ashes. So again, yes, this is a hard time for you guys, pile 2, but you guys will rise above this. There is a lot of sunny, beautiful colors in this skull. So kind of like the phoenix rising out of the ashes, so too will your relationship. Next we have Gift. All right, so I'm seeing a few different things here. We have, we're at the end of December, the end of the year. We're talking New Year's, we're talking Christmas. For those who are Hispanic, we've got Dia de los Reyes, Day of the Kings, the Three Kings Day, where, we exchange gifts. So it's important that you not only give each other physical gifts if you can afford it, but more so the gift of being what the other person needs. That's what I'm seeing there. Okay, next we have Divine Timing. Okay, so with the Temperance card, we talk about balance, but it also talks about patience and having patience with each other. If you see the person here is doing pottery, it takes a lot of molding to get things done, and it takes time. You can't rush things like that. So those of you who are in new relationships or are talking to somebody new, do not rush into things. It's not worth it. If they're the one who's meant for you, they're going to be there in a month, in 2 months, in 3 months. For those of you who are in long-term relationships or who are married, it's important to be patient with the situation that you're in. If you're feeling a little bit rocky in your relationship, it's okay. Everybody goes through these kind of phases. You will come out of it. Don't be impatient with that. Continue with your open communication. Continue working on yourself. Continue reaching into your feminine side, and things will work out. And that is what we have for the bee. Ooh, let me get this bee out of here. It doesn't want to cooperate, guys. You see? I don't edit like that, so I can't edit that out. Alright, but we do have honey with your bee. So good news overall for pile 2. Talk to you guys soon. Pile 3, we have the Llama Pinata. Let me pull this bad boy out and bring it up to the camera for those who are fast forwarding. Okay, we'll put this little guy off to the side, and we are going to start. Did I just move the camera? Start with the tarot cards. All right, so we have the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, you know what? I keep doing this. Let me pull up to the camera. It's the Wheel of Fortune. And again, I mentioned in the other 2 readings, I do still have the allergies, being a pain in the butt. So if you hear me kind of losing my voice a little bit or clearing my throat, it's because of that. Next, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. And we have the Strength card in reverse. So with the Wheel of Fortune, that is good news. Things are going good. The end, that's it. Go home. Things are going well for you guys. For those of you who are in barely meeting someone new, people who are in brand new relationships, people who are in long-term or married relationships, the overall feel here is that all will be well. However, there seems to be a lack of communication with each other lately that can lead to some issues at the end of the year and beginning of 2021. It's important not to get wrapped up in the festivities of the holidays, of feeling like, great, I'm in a relationship, that's it, all done, and once you get the person, everything goes downhill from there because you feel safe. No, it's important to continue to work on your relationship, and what the cards are saying here is to be careful, be very careful with the way that you're using your words and what you are saying, and more importantly, what you aren't saying. Because sometimes keeping things quiet or keeping things secret can land you in a load of trouble. Next, we have the Strength card in reverse. So normally when the Strength card is in reverse, and we might have had some kind of iffy cards in front of it, I would think that, you know, we're hitting some rough seas, but that's not what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing here is that you need to not have so much trust that things are going to be okay on their own, but to start having some inner dialogue with yourself about what you can do to strengthen how you act in the relationship. So a lot of times when things start going wonky, we like to blame the other person, but really, is it the other person's fault? Or is it you kind of getting comfortable? So this is talking about, you know, going within yourself, having some kind of inner strength, inner dialogue with yourself, and figuring out why the communication is kind of messy, and then finding a way to come back to this kind of lovey-dovey, everything's okay kind of thing. All right, next we have Feast. Slow down and celebrate yourself. Again, this goes back to like this Strength card in reverse. Now this says to celebrate yourself, okay? And if you notice, there's cobwebs in this one the same way that there are in the Wheel of Fortune in this specific deck. So if you're seeing spiders around, I would really consider that as a message from Spirit. So if you do see cobwebs or spiders around your house or wherever it is that you may be, stop and take a second to really absorb what you were thinking or doing at that time, because you might have to meditate with your spirit guides. All right, so again, feast, slow down and celebrate yourself. Don't get too wrapped up into this beautiful relationship. It's important to work on yourself, but with, you know, the Queen of Swords over here in reverse, let's not indulge too much in ourselves, but also what can we do to better the relationship. Don't be sloppy like she is. She's got fruit all over the floor. She's got a chalice kind of tipped over. Don't be like that. Let's not get like that. You know, she's not cleaning her space. She's kind of just doing whatever the hell she wants to do, which is great sometimes, but when you're in a relationship, and we're talking specifically about relationship, it isn't all about you. You do have to work together as a team. All right, next we have inner beauty. So again, it goes with, you know, celebrating yourself. But look, I've already got Cheeto fingers again in this one. Sorry. Oh, exposed every time. All right, we have, I can't even say her name. Amaterasu? Shit, let's go with that. We have inner beauty. So great that we're celebrating ourselves and kind of putting on a face for our partners, whether it is, you know, the newer relationships or the more established relationships. It's great to look great for your partner and kind of be like the person on their side that they get to show off. But, you know, what do you look like on the inside? Are you beautiful on the outside and kind of being kind of like a jerk to your partner on the inside or behind closed doors? Let's start focusing on your inner beauty and what you can do to better yourselves, again, like the strength card in reverse, so that you can go ahead and be the person that you need to be for your other half. Next we have hunger. All right, so this can mean quite a few things, but I'm immediately getting sex. So we had a little bit of that in pile one. Yeah, in pile one, where there was a little bit of an issue. Or no, that was pile two. I already forgot. But anyway, this is sexual hunger. This is getting with your partner on that level. Now, just gonna put it out there, we are in COVID season, so if you are with a partner who doesn't live with you, maybe kind of keep that hunger to communications over the phone, over the internet, through Zoom, maybe not in person. But for those who are living with their significant others, it's time to rekindle that side of you. Like, howl at the moon, let's get it. Do it. Oh, we have the moon again. Okay, so this is, I'm gonna go to a few different meanings with this. We do have the moon, kind of full moon here, wolf moon, excuse me, in this card. And then we've got the moon again here. So the moon in tarot usually represents Pisces. Excuse me. It represents Pisces, so we've got a lot of Piscean energy here. So we're talking creativity, we're talking emotions, heavy, what's the word I'm looking for? Just like dramatic love, intense, passionate, that's one thing. Passionate love, passion. With the hunger card, we want to get the passion back involved. For those of you in the beginning stages, you know, enjoy that passionate side that you guys have. But with the moon, especially in tarot, this could be hidden secrets. So with the communication here, with the Queen of Swords in reverse, there might be things that are happening behind closed doors or through miscommunication or people holding things back, doing things that they shouldn't be doing. So this isn't going to resonate with everybody, but for those who kind of have that gut feeling that something's going on, like I said in pile one, it's important to really maybe not get paranoid per se, but maybe have that communication and try and fish that out if you can. Right, now we have self-love. There's a lot of that going on lately. All right, but it's important. It's important to have self-love, and I think I said this in the first deck. It's important that when you're in a relationship, that you are not solely focused in the relationship itself and get lost in it and forget who you are. It's also important to remember who you are and to give yourself some kind of love and not always be wrapped up in all about the relationship, because then you can build resentment, and that's the last thing you're gonna want. Right? And we've got another circle. There's a lot of circles here and spiders. Okay, next we have the cauldron, synergy and healing. So for those who did have some secrets revealed with the Moon card. Later on, it's going to be asking you to find some healing, whether that be leaving the relationship because that's not something that you tolerate, or if it means maybe forgiveness and healing from that, or figuring out what caused, the cauldron to bubble oil. Oh, I can't speak. Sorry, to bubble over. It also means that communication, again, with the synergy and the inner strength, kind of just bringing all these things together to come back to this like happy place in your relationship. Thief. Oh, I'm so sorry. It was going good. It was going good. For some of you, this may resonate. Now, this can mean legit stealing. It doesn't matter if you've been in a relationship forever. What's yours is yours. It isn't always shared. So is someone stealing your time? Is someone stealing your energy? Is someone stealing your physical things? Or are they being a thief in love? Are they going behind your back and they're doing things that they're not supposed to do? The best thing I can say is, if you have that intuition, that gut feeling that something is not going well, it's important to really bring that out and talk about it. Now, there's some initials in here that might apply to you. In the little lamppost, it says C and M. So if those mean anything to you and you have that gut feeling, it's important not to ignore it. Last card. Oh no. Let go. Okay, so this could mean a few things. This could mean let go of the relationship if you are done. Like, if you are done and it's over, then this Wheel of Fortune, all this means is that you're moving on to something new. For those of you who that doesn't apply, where things are going well, they're just kind of a little iffy and they need a little spark, letting go means letting go of the past, letting go of the things that are boring. A lot of times we get into relationships and it just becomes monotonous. It's just like a routine. This means let that shit go. If you're holding on to past resentments, that's something that they did that, again, you didn't communicate well about, and you kind of internalize those feelings, you need to really reflect and think, hey, is it even worth it holding on to this grudge? Is it worth holding on to this resentment? Let that shit go. Also, with this celebrating yourself, this inner strength, this inner beauty, this self-love, this is also saying that you should really start looking into your own traumas of the past, not necessarily caused by past relationships, but with any kind of relationship or things that have happened to you in the past that weren't necessarily fair or they were very hurtful. It's important to let that go, because that will also hurt your relationship. In addition to kind of eating away at your soul, it will also eat into your relationship. So there's different ways that you can do this. You can meditate. You can literally just say, I'm done, and move on. I know what helps me to let go of some things is to write it down, to really picture that person who was hurt or hurting, and describe what she looks like. Write that shit down, put it on a piece of paper, rip it up, throw it away, or set it on fire safely, and set that intention that you are releasing it. So that is what we have for you, pile 2. Overall, things look good. We've got our llama pinata, and I keep having issues picking up these charms, and I don't even have nails. Okay, whatever. That's not it. I'm so sorry. All right, pile 2, pinata llama. That's what we have. If you want a little bit more information or want to book a private reading, my email is down below, and I am available, and we can discuss things in more detail if you need it. But that's all we have. Bye. Okay, my loves, thank you so much for spending time with me and going on this little love reading journey. Overall theme is trust your gut. love yourself, take time for yourself, but also remember that you are in a relationship, or you are starting a relationship, or you are looking to be in a relationship, and there are things that you need to work on within yourself in order to be able to have that synergy with your partner. If you have any questions, if you want to book a private reading, feel free to go down into the description box down below. I'll have my email address there. Drop, what your comments are. Which pile did you choose? Were you the sheep? Were you the bee? Were you the piñata llama? I love saying that, piñata llama. And what resonated. If you want to go ahead and comment that down below, we can go ahead and discuss and see what else we can dive into. But thank you for spending time with me yet again, and I will be back with more pick a pile readings soon. Bye.